Everybody, it's your girl Cordnie Ellese, and welcome to my channel on mommyhood and entrepreneurship. And today we're going to be talking about ways to make starting a business easier. So you guys are obviously watching my channel, either one, because you're in my circle and you support me, or two, because you are actually interested in becoming an entrepreneur or a better entrepreneur. So in this process, a lot of you guys have not actually started your business, and you're trying to figure out how can I go about doing this, but in a more reasonable way. Well, before I even get started with anything, I just want to let you know it's not actually easy to start a business. It takes a lot of guts, it takes time, and it takes money. And if you don't spend a lot of time, it's going to take more money. And if you don't spend a lot of money, it will take more time. So that's just the disclaimer that I have to give you guys. I'm sorry, but that's honestly just how it goes. All right, so let's go on and get on into it. The very first thing is you need to have an end in mind from the beginning. You know, if this is a service-based business, are you going to bring more people on to work under you? Do you plan on working this thing until you die? Do you plan on working this thing until you make a certain amount? Do you want to sell this business eventually? What do you want to happen in the end? What is your end goal? A lot of times we just think about the now. I need some extra money. I'm trying to pay for school. I want to pay for my kids' college. But you need to figure out, where do you want the business to end up eventually? In someone else's hands, in your own, or to delete it, deplete it, whatever it is. You need to know that at the beginning before you get started. And if you've already started it, you need to just go on and figure that out now before you go any further. 2, you need to have a really big goal for the future that you can actually work towards. So for me, I know that I plan on having 100 customers next year. And I know that that is very much so possible because during the coronavirus, I had right under 100 customers. I actually might even make 100 customers by the end of this year. And that's even during the coronavirus. So I know that that's very possible, but you need to make a big goal that you can actually do. So maybe I might even up my goal to 200 customers, but you need to have a very big goal in mind that you're going to do. Are you going to buy this certain equipment? Are you going to have this number of customers? Do you want to have this certain amount saved? Do you want to have gone to this certain big class or training session or something like that during your career? Whatever the goal might be, you need to have that in mind so that you're actually working towards something that you can get to sooner rather than later. 3, have money saved for your business. So a lot of times I say save $10,000 or more. Save at least 3 months of your expenses plus 3 months of your living expenses prior to you ever quitting your 9 to 5. That's ideal. If you can save 6 months, that's even better. But a lot of times nobody really wants to wait that long, or people are bad with their money, which if you're bad with your money, I'm gonna eventually make a whole nother video on that, because that's something you need to get in line before, or ASAP before you start your business, or like right about yesterday. But anyway, so whether or not you're bad with your money, or if you really need to start this thing right away, you need to have at least something saved, okay? $100, $500, $1,000, $10,000, whatever you can get reasonably to start the type of business that you need, because some businesses aren't going to take that much money to start. You know, for a t-shirt company, you might only need $1,000 or $2,000. For a photography business, you might only need, you know, a good $5,000 to start the company. For an oil business, you might only need $100. It really just depends on whatever your particular business is as to how much you're actually going to need to start. Now, a lot of times when people think of starting costs, they think of the actual product that they're going to be using, not the fact that they're going to need to market, not the fact that they're going to need to market, and not the fact that they're going to need to market. And a lot of times you're going to need high quality electronics. You know, that Metro phone probably ain't going to cut it a few months down the line, but at the beginning, I'm pretty sure Cricket will be okay. All right, tip 4. You need to have a delegation plan, all right? And it doesn't have to be now, but eventually you're going to need a way to expedite your business to get to the next phase. So whether that's you having an assistant and a marketing team, someone to edit your videos, whatever it might be, you need to have a delegation plan for the things that you either need now or will need in the near future, or just in the future in general, what you think your team should look like in order to make your business skyrocket a lot faster. If you wait too long to delegate, unfortunately, you might be dragging out the process of you actually scaling your business just for no real reason other than the fact that you're trying to save your money. True stuff. 5, know the industry standards. So you need to know the pricing, hours of operations, things you're going to need, cost to go into starting and keeping your business, industry failures, things like that. You're going to need to know what generally happens in your industry, what's happening in the industry where you live and in the industry in its totality. All right. So after you figure out what's happening in your industry, you want to identify your competition, okay? So a lot of times I would say, choose 1 to 5 businesses that are your direct competition. That means someone who is kind of close to your level, maybe a little bit above you, really going hard at it though, in your area or in your online space where your clients are actually looking for those people or have found those people, okay? Then you need to identify another 1 to 5 businesses that might be your future competition. For example, if I'm starting off with a clothing line, my now competition will not be Chanel, but my future competition might be Chanel. So I would have like Chanel and Louis or whatever else luxury clothing. Well, those are bag lines, but you get what I'm saying. If I'm having a bag line, we'll just change it to bag line. If I'm having a bag line, I might not start off with Chanel as my competition, but that might be my future competition. Unless you're just that connected and Chanel can be your immediate competition, then whatever, do you, boo-boo. But chances are, if you're watching this video, then you know better. But anyway, item 7. You need to find discounts, because obviously if you're trying to look for an easier way to start business, the last thing that you want to do is just be throwing your money away for absolutely no reason. So sometimes, like I said before, it's either going to take time or take money. Sometimes you're going to have to take that money and actually online shop around in order to find your clients and to find your businesses and the things that you're going to need and the different products that you're going to need. You're just going to have to actually take the time and find those discounts. All right. The next item that you're going to need is to have, or the next thing that you're going to need are business role models. Not necessarily mentors, but people or other businesses that you can actually look up to over time. 9, you're going to need to have marketing role models, people or the businesses or the social medias, marketing tools, whether it be mail, email, word of mouth, success stories, and YouTube. Whatever it might be, you need to have some role models that you can look up to so you won't just be going at this whole thing alone. You might not actually talk to those people, they might not know you, might not know them, but at least to have some kind of example of somebody who's being successful in the route you want to go in order for you to be able to move on to the next level. So anyway, those are my tips. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these tips. I hope this helps you to start your business a whole lot easier than it would have if you would have just tried to willy-nilly and do it whatever way you were thinking about before. So I look forward to chatting with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and ciao.